In 1973, Muhammad Ali asked Bruce Lee a question that seemed harmless. Simple, almost playful. Could you beat me in a fight? But what followed was not an answer. It was a dismantling. And for 10 full minutes after Bruce Lee spoke, Muhammad Ali, the loudest, most confident man in the history of sports, did not say a single word. No jokes, no poetry, no trash talk, just silence. And that silence mattered more than any answer Bruce could have given. Because what Bruce Lee said that day wasn't about fighting. It was about ego, fear, and the quiet terror of realizing that greatness has limits. July 1973. Los Angeles. The world is split between two men who represent two completely different ideas of power. Muhammad Ali is the heavyweight champion of the world. 6'3", 215 pounds. Fast, loud, untouchable. He has beaten the system, beaten champions, beaten exile. He is more than an athlete. He is a symbol. Bruce Lee is something else entirely. 5'7", barely 135 pounds. Silent, controlled, precise. To most of the world, he is still just an actor. A man who fights on camera. A novelty. But beneath the surface, Bruce Lee is dismantling the very idea of fighting itself. They train at the same gym. They nod to each other. Respect, but distance. Different worlds. Different rules. Until one afternoon, Ali calls Bruce over. Ali is between rounds on the heavy bag, sweat dripping, breathing steady. Bruce approaches. Ali looks him up and down. Smaller than expected. Almost fragile by heavyweight standards. Ali smiles. The smile of a man who has never doubted himself. I've been watching you, Ali says. You're fast. But let me ask you something. Then the question, could you beat me in a fight? To Ali, it's curiosity. To the world, it would have been entertainment. But Bruce Lee does not answer. He doesn't laugh. He doesn't deflect. He simply looks at Ali. Long enough for the air to change. Then he speaks. That's the wrong question. The smile fades instantly. Ali straightens. What do you mean, wrong question? Bruce's voice is calm, but there is no hesitation. You're asking if I could beat you. But that question hides fear. Ali raises an eyebrow. Bruce continues. Could I beat you in a boxing match? Under boxing rules. He shakes his head. No, absolutely not. You're the greatest boxer who ever lived. In your world, with your rules, I don't exist. Ali nods. That part feels right. That part feels safe. But Bruce doesn't stop. Could I beat you in a fight with no rules? No referee. No rounds. Bruce pauses. Probably. The gym noise continues. Bags slamming. Ropes snapping. But something invisible collapses between them. Bruce leans closer. Not because I'm better than you, he says, but because I prepared my life for chaos. You prepared yours for structure. Different purposes. Ali says nothing. Bruce presses on. You want to know if you're the greatest fighter alive. But Muhammad, you already know you're the greatest boxer. So why isn't that enough? Ali opens his mouth. Bruce raises a hand. You're not afraid of losing to me, Bruce says quietly. You're afraid that greatness might be limited. That there might be something you aren't the best at. Ali steps back. Sits down. The silence begins. Second stretch. Bruce watches him. Not with triumph, but understanding. Finally, Ali speaks. Keep going. Bruce nods. You're 6'3". I'm 5'7". This comparison is dishonest. It's like asking if a lion could kill a shark. Ali frowns. Where? Bruce asks. On land, the lion wins. In water, the shark wins. But neither victory proves superiority. Ali exhales slowly. So there's no answer? There's a better question, Bruce says. What are we each trying to master? You're mastering boxing. I'm mastering adaptation. We're both trying to master ourselves. Ali looks at the floor, then asks again. So tell me straight. Could you beat me? Bruce smiles, but there's no arrogance. I'll answer that if you answer this. Could you beat me in boxing? Ali answers instantly. Yes. In a street fight? Bruce asks. Ali hesitates. A moment too long. I don't know. Bruce leans in. Does that make you smaller? And that's when Ali's world fractures. Because for the first time in his life, greatness has been defined without dominance. Ali does not speak. For 10 minutes. No man interrupts him. Bruce understands. Sometimes silence is the sound of ego dying. When Ali finally speaks, his voice is lower. So I've been wrong. Bruce shakes his head. No. You've been perfect for boxing. But now you're asking boxing questions about life. And life doesn't have rounds. What are the rules then? Ollie asks. There are none, Bruce says. That's the truth most people can't survive. The only skill is adaptability. Ollie nods. Like water. Bruce smiles. Exactly. Water doesn't fight. It flows. And yet, it destroys mountains. They talk for hours. About race. About fame. About being celebrated and imprisoned by the same gifts. Ollie talks about exile. About losing years of his prime. About being forced to represent more than himself. Bruce talks about Hollywood. About being too Asian for America and too American for Asia. About being seen, but never understood. Two men realizing that greatness always comes with invisible chains. As they leave, Ollie asks one final time. So what's the real answer? Bruce thinks. In a phone booth, yes. In a ring, no. In a world without rules. I don't know. Maybe no one wins. Then Bruce says something that Ollie never forgets. Any fight between two masters is a loss. Because the world loses what they spent their lives becoming. They shake hands. They never meet again. Bruce Lee dies 1 month later. Ollie never speaks of the conversation publicly. Decades later, Jim Brown asks him why he sat silent for 10 minutes. Ollie answers, he showed me that trying to be the best at everything isn't greatness. It's insecurity. And that realization, that truth, that's what silenced Muhammad Ali. Because this story isn't about who would win. It's about two men who refused to reduce greatness to violence. Bruce Lee didn't beat Ali. He freed him from a question that never deserved an answer. And sometimes, the darkest truth is realizing the fight you're in is the one you never needed to win.